I just pulled up here a little bit ago, but my mom, obviously, she lives nearby and she watches my kids, so she did give me a call that she saw a ton of police, and obviously my daughter goes here, and my nieces and nephews, my sister, so she called me on the phone. She told me, please remain calm, so I was already trying to mentally prepare, but yeah, after a bit, I was kind of like, okay, and she's like, there is an active shooter at the school. She had like an inside source kind of tell her, and I just bolted out, drove down here. I called my husband, and he made his way over here. Obviously, I couldn't get in, but I went around the back to my mom's house and talked with her, and like I said, my sister is involved with the school, so I was able to get a little bit of an inside take on what was going on, but she...
Wisconsin police, they're holding a press conference to provide new information on that deadly school shooting in Madison after 2 people, including the shooter, are reported dead. As of now, at least 6 people are reported to be injured as well. Let's listen in.
Information that we're not going to release because it's still an ever-evolving situation. You'll hear from some of our representatives from our city and from our county. And behind me are a lot of people who came together today to make sure that the day ended well and that everyone else was safe. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and start my remarks. Today truly is a sad day for Madison and for our country. It is a day that I believe will live in our collective minds for a very, very long time. Here are the details. Today at 10:57 a.m., our team was called to the Abundant Life Christian School in reference to an active shooter. We know that 3 people are dead, including the suspect shooter. We know that the suspect shooter was a teenage student who attended the school. At this time, we're not releasing the age or gender of the student or any other identifying remarks about. 2 other people have died. That died were a teacher and a teenage student. 6 other people were injured. 2 students are now in critical condition in the hospital, and these injuries are considered life-threatening injuries. 4 students are also at other area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. But these are just the physical injuries that we know about. We know that this was the middle of the day of a school day, and so there will be other injuries that we'll have to face for a very, very long time. And we're going to do everything we can as a community to heal those injuries as well. Many of you have asked me about the why of this. Why did this happen? What do we know? What was the motivation? I do not know. But I will tell you this, our detectives are working hard in the investigative process to find out as many answers as we can so that we can further prevent these things from happening, not only in this community, but in other communities around our country.
Now, at least 3 people are dead, including the shooter at a Christian school in Madison, Wisconsin. Scripps News correspondent Jenna Ray is live on the scene now. Jenna, good afternoon. We understand that you just spoke to a family member.
Good afternoon, Andrew. Yep, we're standing just adjacent from Abundant Life Christian School here in Madison, and we talked with a neighbor who lives just across the street. His kids don't go to this school, but his kids go to the elementary school nearby. He said when he heard about this, he initially came down here to see what was going on. And when I talked to, his name was Derek, when I talked to Derek, he just had tears in his eyes the entire time, saying, how could something like this happen in my community? Derek goes to this church that's behind me down the road, just next to the school. I want to show you first a little bit about what's going on and what's happening at the scene. There are dozens of law enforcement officer vehicles here, fire trucks, ambulances, police cars, you name it. Just to give some context, we know that officers were called to the school just before 11 this morning. They found multiple people had been shot. 9 people had been transported to the hospital with injuries ranging from minor to life-threatening. Andrew, as you mentioned, there are 3 confirmed dead. That's including the shooter, who police say died of a self-inflicting gun wound. Now, just a few minutes ago, we actually saw kids coming out of the church. I'm going to have my photographer just pan over a little bit to the left, this church, and you can see these buses down the road too. Police were escorting kids into those buses that I assume they're being taken to the reunification center that's just about a half mile down the block from where I'm at. And the school where the shooting happened at is K through 12. So we saw kids as small as 5 years old getting onto this bus, up to high school aged kids. We did hear from Police Chief Sean Barnes here, Madison's police chief, probably about an hour ago at this point, and he just said that this is a sad day for Madison, for the state of Wisconsin, and of course for our country. He said it's something that his officers actually trained for in active shooter training just 2 weeks ago. He said